I'm calling this meeting of the South Lebanon City Council to order at 6:00 p.m., December the 5th, 2024.
Allen?
Present. Well, somebody's on. Present.
Carmack?
Present.
Combs?
Present.
Fetter?
Present.
Harrison?
Present.
Spicer?
Present.
Could we please all rise for the prayer and the pledge? Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening and pray that we ask for your wisdom and grant us the wisdom to do your work. Let us do it with respect for each other and bless the work we do here this evening. Bless all of our first responders. Bless our administration, staff, council members, and Public Works Department as they serve our community. Bless all of our first responders, as I said. In your holy name we pray, amen. My phone is recording me and it's not supposed to be. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I'm going to turn this off. Okay, do we have any guests this evening to speak? See none. I will now open the floor to the public. And if anybody would like to. There was no one that signed in, so I will now close the floor to the public and we'll move on to new business. Ordinance 2024-28, the first reading, adopting temporary appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures for the period January 1 to 2025 through March 31st, 2025. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, this is the first reading and so entered into the record. Resolution 2024-47, first reading, supporting the Ohio Commission for the sesquicentennial. That's not what it says on my paper. Anyway. Is there any questions or discussion about this? Okay, because that's not what it says on my.
No, it says that on the resolution.
Okay, a resolution, okay. Is there any questions or? Hearing none, entered into the first reading is entered into the record. We need a motion to authorize the Director of Finance to send an amended certificate to the Warren County Auditor for fiscal year 2024. Is there any discussion or questions that you have for Tina? Hearing none, I need a motion and a second to approve.
Brenda Combs, motion made.
Linda Allen, second.
Allen?
Yay.
Carmack?
Yay.
Combs?
Yay.
Fetter?
Yay.
Harrison?
Yay.
Spicer?
Yay.
Motion carries. Thank you. We need a motion and a second to approve the invoices.
I'll make a motion to approve. Linda.
Brenda Combs, second.
Allen?
Yay.
Carmack?
Yay.
Combs?
Yay.
Fetter?
Yay.
Harrison?
Yay.
Spicer?
Yay.
Thank you. Motion carries. Moving on to old business. Ordinance 2024-23, second reading, approving revision to the minimum and maximum pay rates of the city's compensation pay scale. Are there any questions or discussions?
Yes, I would like to say that, this did go through the Personnel Committee. We all met, and we agreed that this was the right thing to do, okay? So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Councilmember Allen. So we will need a motion and a second to approve by title only.
Brenda Combs, motion approved by title only.
Linda Allen, second.
Allen,
Yay.
Carmack,
Nay.
Combs,
Yay.
Feder,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Thank you. Motion carries. Ordinance 2024-24, second reading, setting rates of compensation for full-time classified employees. Is there any discussion or questions for Tina? Hearing none, we will need a motion and a second to approve by title only.
Brenda Combs, motion to approve by title only.
Linda Allen, second.
Allen,
Yay.
Carmack,
Yay?
Combs,
Yay.
Feder,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Thank you. Motion carries. Ordinance 2024-27, second reading, authorizing supplemental appropriations for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2024. Is there any discussion or questions for Tina? Yeah, you can make a comment.
I just want to add, this is amended from the first reading. There's a copy that was given out to council tonight. It's highlighted on the very first page of the ordinance. There's an additional decrease in the budget for the Mason Mara Mill Grove Improvement Fund. The final payment of that project, that grant fund, won't be made until sometime early spring. I believe they're still needing to do some grass seeding and stuff like that. So we're holding off on making the final payment. And with that, we need to decrease the appropriations this year so that we can go ahead and appropriate them next year for that final payment.
Any questions or concerns? Okay. I need a motion and a second to adopt as amended.
Brenda Combs, motion made to adopt as amended.
Lisa Feder, second.
Allen,
Yay.
Carmack,
Yay.
Combs,
Yay.
Feder,
Yay.
Harrison,
Yay.
Spicer.
Yay.
Thank you all. Motion carries. So we'll move on to communications. I have a few things. Last night we attended the Warren County Municipal League holiday dinner. It was at the Carriage House for the first time, and it was great fun. We missed Scott Lips with his banter. He is in lame duck session, and they probably were meeting all night. So he was not there for us to get harassed. But I will tell you, South Lebanon knocked it out of the park on the trivia, and we were the big winners for the evening. So we know our Christmas trivia. I want to say that the Heritage Park looks great lit up, and I want to thank Lisa Federer for her work on that, and Tony and the crew, and Jeannie, Window Jeannie for the lights on the gazebo, and of course, our fiscal officer for letting us spend a little bit of money. That's a joke.
Yes.
Don't forget on December the 7th, that is Saturday, the Lebanon Carriage Parade, and South Lebanon does have a box. And if you would like to attend, We still have spaces for the afternoon parade, but if you would like to attend, let me know so I can let Janice know the names because there aren't wristbands this year. You're just on a list. Okay? December the 14th, we have a lot going on here. And one of the things that I talked to Jerry about is we want to do a Christmas wreath laying at the memorial. And I think we should do that probably at noon on the 14th before everything gets started. If that's okay, and I'd love for everybody to attend that could. The next thing will be Christmas in the Village at 1 at the community center. At 4, the horse parade at 4 p.m. At 6 o'clock, light up Maine, and Santa will be there with hot chocolate, Christmas music. If it's not too cold, we might have an elf, but we'll see. So please join us. And then on December the 20th, we have our employee and staff and council luncheon. So I encourage you all to attend. That will start at 11 o'clock a.m. And then the same day, Larry Sims' retirement ceremony at the Commissioner's Room from 1 to 2. And I think that the 1 to 2 is a visiting social type thing. So we can have still have our luncheon down here and have plenty of time to get there for the actual ceremony. So that's all I have this evening. I'm not going to steal anybody else's thunder. So Tina, our Director of Finance.
I have nothing this evening. Thank you.
Wow. Jerry, our Administrator.
All right, just a couple things. So the arbors at Grandin Pond it's getting recorded this week. They've already, out of the 66 lots or 63 lots platted, 26 have been sold, 2 are going to be for market homes, and 2 are for model homes. So they've already, out of the 60, have already accounted for nearly half of those. So kind of give you the indication of what the housing market is currently. So we've got the help wanted ad out for the executive assistant and the finance specialist. So we've also had to add a help wanted ad for the water operator. Donnie, our water operator, has resigned, so we are putting an advertisement out. It's a classified position still, but because nobody at the last testing was qualified for it with a license, we're able to go ahead and advertise for it, and then Civil Service Commission will have to exempt that. So let's see. The next thing is we got the report from our energy aggregation for the electric. I gave you the letter or the spreadsheet. Let's see if I can get it on the screen here. So this whole process started back in late 2022. We were able to get it on the ballot with a special election when we did the charter. So and this went into effect, I think it was December last year. What did we get?
December 2023.
Here we go. Let's get this enlarged. So this first column, it's so hard to see. Get it a little bigger here. So this is the month, the billing month for each one. These are the number of accounts that were part of the aggregation for each month. And this third column is the amount of kilowatts was used. The fourth column is our aggregate price This is what our contract price was for everybody in the city who was part of this. This column is the column that Duke would have charged if they were on the default Duke rate. Let me scoot over here a little bit. In essence, for the whole, it's been for the past 10 months, this green column down here at the bottom is the total amount that's saved between the difference between the aggregate price that people paid and what Duke would have charged for the default rate. That's over $262,000. And per household or per account, that's almost $200, $194 on average for the 10-month period, which is a 20% decrease on the average for the whole. For everybody's 20% savings is what that is, that performance number. So I think it's a good money back to the customer, to our residents, that we didn't have to do anything, and just do. Hopefully next year we get will expire in the end of next year, so hopefully they can negotiate a just as good a deal, but we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, I think Harry will be here for the kind of the public works update. So this is his first meeting after getting his feet wet for a little bit. So
And I'll have Harry do that right after Jerry, so we'll keep it in.
let's see. Stop share. There we go. All right. I think it's all I got.
Okay, our Public Works Director, Harry's up the bat. Sorry.
This will be Public Works Director. This will be my monthly report each month, so you can expect something like this. It's a 30,000-foot view of what we've got going on. Right now, I'm only discussing public roadways, public water, public sewer, and miscellaneous. So the miscellaneous categories is just that. There's several things that don't fall into the other three. At some point, we'll be discussing property maintenance, zoning, and so on, depending on what Jerry will allow me to do. So the biggest part is we're coming to the conclusion of a couple projects. One is Forest Avenue. I'm sure everybody's driven on that, or hopefully it turned out beautiful. The biggest thing in talking to the contractor, there was minimal complaints. He said this was the best group of residents he's dealt with.
It's
Which
good
is
to hear.
that is really good to hear, because it was a big inconvenience. I mean, no street, no traffic, no nothing. So he was very happy with that, and the work shows it. The next project that has already started is the sidewalk on Hobart, pretty close to Hobart. So the contractor hit some challenges with that. We got cold temperatures. We told him not to pour during frost. You can put additives and stuff like that in the concrete, but it starts to spall, basically bust apart, so we didn't want to do that. So they will start on 12/9, should be completed by 12/13, weather permitting. That's next week. And then restoration will probably be in the spring with, they'll probably put in the soil now, then they'll come back in spring and seed and straw. Okay. Trucks are getting ready for snow removal. Most of them are ready at this point. We've went out several times already and salted the hills and also our bridges. So if you see an area that you're concerned with, please let me know. We'll make sure we attend to it. Public water. What we started doing with that group which is all of our maintenance department itself, is cross-training. So we will be able to do water testing with multiple people. So if for some reason somebody's not able to come in to work because of children, because of illness, we'll now have multiple people that can do the testing, which we can then support that data, give it to our water operator, and then send it to the EPA. So that's going to be something that Jerry and I will be working closely on as far as water operator, because there's certain EPA standards that we need to meet, ORC also. We have about 150 water meters to replace. Once we do get those replaced, our efficiency on reading meters will be so much quicker. Right now, we literally go out to individual properties, we use a wand and get that reading. Then we have to actually write it down, come back in the office, put it in a spreadsheet, then update the information so that the residents get the most accurate information. Public sewer. So we're going to be evaluating public sewer and public water, the equipment, our inventory, because we've recently had another water break, just a water line, not a main in this case. We did that Sunday night, very cold, but you ought to see those guys work out. They basically go out there all dressed, gloves and hats and gear and everything else. They're down in that water. It was freezing. There was no hesitation. They go out there and they work their butts off. So I wanted to thank those guys for doing that because they did a really good job. We had to come back on Monday because there was additional leaks that we found out. And so what we ended up doing was replacing it from the point that we just repaired, took it all the way back to the meter pit because there were several things that happened. Let's see. Miscellaneous. Next week is the last week of collections for the leaves. That'll end on the 13th. So make sure you get your leaves out. Seasonal decorations have been installed on city-owned property, lights, banners, etc. And I think the guys did a wonderful job. So make sure you drive through the neighborhood, look at the banners, look out at Main Street. You know, we had Window Genie do the building, but our guys did the rest along with some of the council members, which again, thank you because it looks great. We are preparing for the parade, which will be on the 14th, garbage pickup, signage, barricades. I reached out to the fire department. I'm going to send them a map that shows where the barricades are going to be. We're going to also try to get, which it sounds like we did this last year, we used a fire truck. I want to block off the main street itself so that when we come through there, since that's the main thoroughfare, we want to make sure there's no interference by vehicular traffic. The rest of the areas will be barricaded, and not cones, but barricades themselves to kind of deter people. And we'll try to make it so it's obvious, so they're not coming down trying to turn around right there in the middle of nowhere. So let's see. Oh, we will be applying for some additional grants in 2025. So there's grants for infrastructure. That's something I've applied for throughout the years. So far, I've got about $1 million under my belt for grants. I know Jerry's done several of them here. He's got probably more than $1 million, but some of the stuff that we're seeing the benefits of right now are because of Jerry. So I'll help to continue that. Parks have been cut, cleaned, and prepared for winter. Since we've got water fountains, those all have to be drained, turned off. They've wrapped them, so those are ready. And let me see. Building maintenance, public works garage, sheriff's office, we're going to be replacing a door there. Administration building and so on, we're going to be cleaning up those, doing also some maintenance. And then last but not least, we're going to get our public works department involved in some additional training, OSHA training, PWA training, get them involved in what they should be doing and some of the practices that we may be doing, but it's always good to get another community's how they do things. So I'm going to start expanding that, building more relationships with adjoining communities because we can only benefit from it. I'll take any questions.
You're doing a great job. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Your godsend, thank you.
Jerry said yay.
I have suggested to Jerry and Harry that I would like to have them take, get with the council and pick a date and a time that everybody can go out. 3 will be with Jerry, 3 will be with Harry on a little field trip around our city to point out some critical things that need to be taken care of, so you'll have more understanding of what and why things are being done the way they are. And I wanted to mention one other thing. I want to thank Sharon Carmack for the signs for the horse parade and the light up on Main. I forgot to mention that. So thank you all. Okay, our law director,
I have nothing this evening.
Sergeant Adams. Councilmember, Spicer.
There is a curb on Corwin Nixon Boulevard by the apartments and the gun store that is very jagged, and it looks like if somebody turned really hard, it looks like it's been hit a few times. Just wondering if we could get somebody out there to maybe cut that off and make it a little bit more approachable. That's all.
Thank you.
I'll get with you to find out exactly the location of it, just to. Oh, okay, perfect.
Councilmember Federer,
I have nothing to report tonight.
nothing? Did you did all that work out there on the gazebo and
I'm happy with it.
it's awfully pretty. Thank you for your hard work, Joe. Councilmember Carmack.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Councilmember Harrison.
Just want to thank, of course, all of our first responders. I'll just put it all together, and all your guys that are out there working in this weather. Tell them we really, appreciate all the hard work. And I think that's all I have for now, except for Merry Christmas.
Councilmember Allen.
Yeah, I kind of want to thank Tina and Jerry and the chairman of the finance committee and Tammy. We went through that budget and
Who's Tammy?
Sharon. I always call her Tammy. Sharon. We got a new one here.
Tammy?
And Sharon. And I want to thank Tina and Jerry for all their hard work. 'Cause I'll tell you, when you sit in there for, like an hour, hour and a half and go through the numbers, and I'm not a numbers person, thank goodness. I want to thank you both for all the hard work you do. I really do. Tina, I did mention it in the beginning of the meeting, but I'll mention it again next week. Could you give us a report on the star count? Thank you.
Yes, I will do that.
Next meeting.
Councilmember Combs. It's the last names.
I can't get the first ones in.
In previous years, we've had trouble at Target with all the semis parking, and they're doing that again. So we need to say something to somebody up there because they're using our roads and tearing our roads up, and they're not supposed to be on those roads if they're not delivering to Target and to those people. But I'm not for sure who you usually reach out to.
Jerry, do you want to?
Okay.
So we've been dealing with this for a year. Yeah. And there's legal issues with private property, that drive that goes back on, so like if you're going past Lowe's, it's all private until you get almost to the veterinary office.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's like one.
We have no other choices other than to-
So I guess unless, I know they park on that drive, but I don't know that you can, on that one, I don't know if you can even, unless somebody complains about it. You can't cite them it's up to them, I guess, to have it towed if it's on private property.
But the property owners,
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do about it. I just knew that they at Target.
We've tried
They're
So
all,
with
they're
the- yeah.
sleeping in there, they're.
Go ahead.
Yeah, now we're gonna get.
Yeah, like Jerry said, we've been dealing with this for a little while. So those businesses over there are permitted to put up signage saying that there's no truck parking, no overnight parking. They've done that in different areas, especially around Target and over towards Kohl's. The biggest problem we've had up till now, I haven't noticed a lot. It's to the left of Kohl's right there, all the way around there. I haven't noticed the Target one, but it's probably happening.
What the heck? Are we having them back again?
Yeah. So a private property owner can post signage, not allowing certain things. They also have to post they can contract with a tow company. They have to post a sign, be clear what is and isn't allowed. And then the tow company comes out there and posts a sign that has to give certain information, things like how to contact them, with the rules and everything else. The signs are up in different areas. Over towards the Kohl's on the left, there's a couple there. There's directly out from Kohl's, there's one, but it's faded. It's towards the end where all the trees are, which is definitely hard to see. The signs have to be conspicuous. So you have to have the tow signs that are conspicuous. You also have to have the, what is allowed and not allowed, like no truck parking. And then what they can do is that the businesses can simply call the tow company or arrange with the tow company to come out and check the lot, and then they can just tow them off, once they've followed all that. And correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think
You're
I've hit
right.
all the topics or all the bullet points on it. That
Correct.
they have to have. So then they can kind of self-police as long as the business are doing that. The empty lot to the left of Kohl's, like Jerry said, we've had a lot of discussions with the management company. They started to do the signs and then just kind of, yeah, so.
I think they're moving, they're moving around to get away from that sign. And that's probably the reason why.
And yeah, they might be. I know, like I said, there's a sign right there by Target when you first, if you're coming out and heading towards like White Castle, they have that metal post there. It used to have a stop sign on it, that the stop sign's disappeared, but the post is still there leaning, and it says no trucks, but it's kind of, what would be ideal is if all the businesses could get together and just post what the rules are for that lot. And then if they have their own companies, just have them come out or call if they see it and the company will come out. When you're talking semi trucks, you're talking about a heavy duty or heavy duty tow truck, which is not,
Right.
it's expensive. Well, if they hook up and they take that, it's expensive. So I'm not sure. I don't know if there's anything, maybe Andrew, maybe, I don't know if there's anything that the council or the city can do to
Well, I
get the
think what,
businesses to kind of do this, or?
I think what we could try to do with Jerry and Andrew's help is have a meeting with the businesses, with them in person, to talk to them about this and get on board, and we'll have to keep applying pressure, suggesting that, this is an issue and it needs to be resolved. But I think the first step is to meet with all of the business owners and tell them this is what they need to do.
Yeah, I think that's a little complicated out there. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Jerry, Target owns their building and straight out Kohl's is the same. That one lot, the vacant lot, is owned by a different management company. It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, the IRG has the lot next to Kohl's as well as the lot across from the veterinary office. There's Kohl's owns their own. You can look on the property, you can see exactly where the pavement changes. And then Target has their own. There's another developer who's responsible for the maintenance for our maintenance agreement. And he's also responsible for Core Nixon. So we've got some other issues to deal with him as far as the lighting and maintenance on Core Nixon. So I think we have 4 different parties, Target, Kohl's, IRG, and Dr. Nawaz. Yeah.
Then Lowe's on the other side.
And Lowe's, yeah.
I'm sorry. you
I
asked a
think he
question
may
about Lowe's?
be,
There's a semi truck that's parking there every weekend.
Yeah.
And it's walking, it's
In the lot, right, of Lowe's?
No, in the drive,
And
you have to
So-
stop and let another car come on through. You can't go around until the truck's in the way.
I guess can you bring up a map, Jerry, by any chance? Well, and like Jerry said, there's a very small section that's public roadway. The rest of that whole lane that goes from Corwin Nixon down to. No, it's like the second street light it stops and
No,
then it starts
we do
all
not.
private.
So,
Like where that, right there, see that line right there? After that, it's all private.
so right here is where,
Okay, you guys, none of you guys are being recorded and this is being televised,
Yeah.
so,
so,
Thank
so
you.
right here is
Speakers,
where
please.
the right-of-way line ends, at the edge of this the garage for the veterinary office. There's trucks that are parking on this side. I think usually like two park back to back. Yeah, and you can't, only one car can get through there at a time.
Yeah, so that
But
would
it's
be the
private.
responsibility of Lowe's,
Yeah. Yeah.
being part of their lot.
Yeah, the problem is if the private property owner does not do something about it, then they have the choice of whether they want to enforce that or not. And so like the mayor said, we could meet with all the private property owners and explain to them, hey, look, this is a serious problem that is continuing. But again, if they don't enforce it on their own, there's not much else the city can do about action on private property.
So I guess I did have a little something. Does anybody else have anything else for me? Well,
Thank you. Is there anything else?
I wasn't done. Hang on.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon, I
It's
thought.
okay. I'd like to thank our first responders, Warren County and also Union Township, and thank all the men, for their taking down the banners for us and putting the pretty, Christmas banners up. So, and we didn't have any complaints when they took them down, so maybe the Christmas ones, when they went up, appeased them, maybe, I don't know. But, and thank everybody for all their hard work.
Now, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you weren't done. Is there anybody who has anything else for the good of the order? Hearing nothing, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. And a second?
Motion made.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, meeting adjourned.